turn it back to questions. I actually wanted to start with Darius, and just if you could give us some context on China and your sort of thoughts on the numbers, and are they a surprise? Implications.
They're definitely surprising, and the implication is the same takeaway that we've seen in China over the last 2 months, which is bad data equals more stimulus expectations.
Yep.
So we've definitely had what we would term as a sort of market bubble in stock market terms in China on the heels of what continues to be an onslaught of stimulus, both at the rates level with the PBOC cutting the rates on both benchmark and some of their standing loan facilities, as well as sort of the government expanding its fiscal deficit, expanding its target, accelerating, pulling forward infrastructure investment. That's something we expect to continue. And definitely this trade data, and I would say the most key takeaway from the trade data is the fact that the trade balance shrank all the way down to $3 billion from $60 billion month over month. Now there's some seasonality to that, but at the end of the day, it really speaks volumes to the lack of capital that's flowing into the economy, either through the current account or the capital account. In fact, capital accounts continue to show outflows in China. So net, the story remains the same.
That actually, the one question I did have is how seasonal are the March trade numbers?
It's February and March are typically always funky in terms of the timing of the Lunar New Year.
Yep.
So you could have an entire week taken out of a month and put it back into another month.
Yep.
And it moves a lot. So again, there's some seasonality to these numbers, but again, this is the lowest number we've seen since last February. So on the margin, it's not helpful.
Yep.
And again, even looking at the CPI data, stayed flat at 1.4%. Their target's at 3%. PPI data is still down almost 5% year over year. So definitely the scope and the willingness for them to continue easing monetary policy and fiscal policy is great. And I think obviously stock market investors have really honed in on that in the mainland, particularly as the property market continues to track from both the supply, price, and demand perspective.
Yep.
So you get this asset class rotation within domestic equity markets.